Harrison. Never, you know something?
Is it embarrassing?
I wouldn't act like I wouldn't be going like that to my dad. I wouldn't do that because it's just disrespectful.
Such a fibber. When Saka scored the penalty, how was you? When the cameras weren't watching?
I didn't do nothing when Saka. I was just like, I was really fortunate.
I was about to ask where on earth you got that from because I've never seen it once before. One quick question: how are the hamstrings?
I know.
They're all right, you know. I've been working out, haven't I? So I've got to get my sharpness back.
No.
He said that with a straight face almost as well. Arteta was jumping for joy after Saka's penalty, had them 1-1 at half-time. Let's see how he's feeling at full.
Considerations, how do you sum up the night?
Well, at the end, disappointment because we lost it, and I say we because we lost it. I think it was an incredible battle between two teams, and when we had them, we just give them the goals. Absolutely give them the goals, and against this team they're going to destroy it, and they did. In the other hand, we had three big chances against this team. We didn't put them away. That was the difference.
Difference at either end then, in terms of also being clinical, was that clearly something that could have been better?
You have to be, to beat them, we have to be over our level, you know, because they are such a team, individually the quality that they have. But we absolutely matched them. I think we had them in big moments, but again, the games are defined in individual moments, especially in the box, and they were better than us.
You got a penalty. Should there have been a second yellow card, do you think, for the goalkeeper, Ederson?
I haven't seen the action again, but we were discussing that.
How do you view your team's performance? At half-time, did you think this is our game to win?
And the second half as well, we have certain periods that we were really imprecise. The restarts of play, we didn't read the situation well enough. We played fast when we didn't have any advantage, and we put ourselves in trouble, which, okay, we can accept that, but still the way we gave the goals away is just at this level.
You did
possible.
Clearly, that you said though pre-match we play the Arsenal way, and do you think maybe then you overplayed in terms of?
In certain areas of the pitch, especially after regaining the ball deep, yes, you don't play that. You have to play a different game, and we didn't read those situations well enough.
What did you make of Manchester City in the second half? Was there an element of their experience in terms of being champions, in terms of being down this road before?
I don't know, I didn't see any difference there. I saw, that they were man-to-man, they went a little bit higher up on the field, but we get out of the press as well in many situations, good, but we didn't really understood when to play and which kind of ball to play in certain areas, and we got punished.
It's a tough run for your team right now. What's the message to the players and, of course, to the fans? Because the atmosphere tonight, as you know, was exceptional, wasn't it?
That the atmosphere and the performance, I think it was really good. If you take away that you gave Manchester City 3 goals. But for the rest, I don't know what else I can demand to the players to match that level. They are the best team in the world, and we match that level. But after, it's just necessary to do certain things better to beat them.
You talked about belief being key. What now, in terms of belief, do you feel to win this league?
I have more belief because I see a team that is going head-to-head with them.
And now, of course, you can go above them again.
And then,
early kick-off at Aston Villa.
And then you have to go to the next one. And in 3 days, we have another really difficult game. And this league is like that. Every 3 days, you have to be at your best.
But more belief after this that you can win the league?
I have more belief in my players, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, more belief that you can win the league, do you?
Well, of course, you can't. You're not going to be in an interview and say, no, I haven't got no belief. I don't think they can, when they've played as well as they've played up to this point of the season, and then the champions have showed them what it takes to be champions. You can't lose faith in what they're doing. You have to keep doing what you're doing, and like he said, it is the youngest team in the league. I keep stressing that, and they're going to have to learn quickly at this stage of the season. Because you can't make mistakes against teams like that and expect to. Of course, you need to take chances. You have to take chances, and like Mikel said, when you're playing against a team like City, you have to play above your level. And a lot of us didn't play above our level today, so we missed chances that we should have taken, and that would have then put the pressure on City to maybe come out a bit more, that leave a bit more space, maybe get Erdogan in the game more, Martinelli, who unfortunately to go off again in the game, and Trossard came on and still weren't a lot of space for them. But that's how you have to open these teams up, and if you don't put that kind of pressure on them, then at some stage they'll have their spell, and then they'll punish you because they're not going to miss the chances that we missed.
Sean, what's it like in the situation you've been in, obviously Dad was as well, when you haven't won a league and you're in that season, the one you did? At times, the hard times you get, do you look around the dressing room for the ones who have?
I didn't back then. I kind of looked always towards myself and what I can do personally to help the team, because for me, I always knew like the defensive side I would do willingly. I didn't mind tracking back. I just wanted to be able to give more going forward, and I think the team that especially Arsenal have there, they have the experience of a couple of players that's been through that, and then the rest of the team haven't.
No, they haven't, and that's the point. They have two players, as we know, who are only come from. Martin Odegaard alluding to both boxes there. You can see in terms of the shots, particularly City had 6 on target, just 1 in the 90 minutes from Arsenal. Incidentally, the possession, you don't see that very often. Manchester City are winning a game with 36% possession. I say very often because that is the least amount of possession in a Premier League game, home or away, for 11 years for City. Since, actually, they went to the Emirates back in April 2012 and they lost courtesy of a Mikel Arteta winning goal back in 2012. But as you said to us earlier on, Wrighty, it doesn't matter about the possession if you've only got 1 shot on target.
Well, that's what, like Martin Odegaard alluded to there, it's in the boxes. You're looking there, 1 shot on target. You know, when you're playing against City, you know that they're going to have some chances, so you're going to have to create more chances than that. And then what happens is it ends up turning into the defence being put under pressure. They couldn't sustain the pressure they was put on them, and then individual mistakes. You can't do anything. You can't legislate for individual mistakes. But then I sound like a broken record, but you have to take the chances. You have to at least hit the target. You have to work the goalkeeper.
How good were these chances at Premier League level?
Very good chances. I think when you look at this one from this cross, this is a fantastic cross. What comes in, and you have to hit the target with that. This is fantastic. This is the one. What you're thinking last night, you're thinking, if I could just get one of those chances. He's obviously taken his eye off the ball that's come off his shoulder. And that's where you have to be looking at that properly. You have to be heading that right off the meat of your forehead. You know, that one there, you know, you could see it coming, it's looping. You've got to step back so you're not going towards it. I think he's got to take that opportunity to shoot. He doesn't take that opportunity to shoot there. Saka, and again, you have to give City credit because they get the bodies back in there. And then the same with this with Xhaka. This is his good foot. Look, he's on his good foot. You've got to take the shot. We saw him score that goal against Man United from further out of the box, and so we're not taking the opportunities to shoot. That is another magnificent chance. So, you know, I think there's one as well what came across to Eddie where he just couldn't quite get in front of the defender. He made a run, and on another night, like Martin Odegaard said there, you know, you can't really blame one person in particular, but it does come down to, on another day, he would have had a hat-trick, you know, Eddie Nketiah. So you're hoping that it doesn't demoralise him too much and he gets himself ready, because Villa's next and we need goals.
I have to agree, especially the last chance that we just saw there. Personally, I don't think he realises how much time he has. And I've been in a situation before. I'm not a natural striker, so what he's done is something that I would have done personally. But I feel like
close your eyes and header it.
Yeah, possibly.
How many times did I tell you to keep your eyes open when you're headering the ball?
That's why I wasn't a striker.
Okay.
Right? But yeah, I think he could have even.
Did he not listen, Dad?
Of course he didn't listen.
Just
he didn't think he'd have to header it as much as well because he's so small. But at the same time, you could see Eddie look like he closed his eyes there. He would close his eyes some of the times. I remember.
No, I think I would have tried to take that down. I think.
That's coming too fast.
No, I don't. I'm not like. I feel like that he doesn't realise how much time he's got. If he's controlled it, it's fine. He has time to bring that.
Which
down.
one are you talking about?
The last one that comes in. He tries to header it.
Yeah.
I think if there's possibilities that he could have taken it down. I'm not saying he should, but if he's not comfortable enough to go with the header first time,
Sean, he's 6 yards out as a striker. You can't take that down. Because because like the first thing that's going to happen, the ball's coming across at such pace that I don't know how you're going to stop it so as you can get it down, so as you can finish it. You head that in. He's 6 yards out, bro.
I don't know. You know what? I'm with him, but I've got to be on his side.
How many Premier League goals did Sean score with his head?
2. This is what I'm saying, 2.
One was against Robert.
1.
At Upton Park.
And he brought you up at this time of night not to argue.
It was a great header as well, weren't it?
You're going off subject.
Header.
Don't argue with your parents at this time.
Don't argue. He's arguing.
Why are you two bullying me?
I'm not bullying you.
No, I have to be the neutral tonight. Sorry to interrupt. We're going back to the Emirates. Belvers, help me out here. Bakary Sagna.
You've only come to us to try and diffuse that family row, haven't you?
Absolutely.
Bakary, how much fun was that out here tonight? And Martin Odegaard talked about the atmosphere. You played in some wonderful occasions here, but this crowd, this stadium, it's had a bit of stick for its atmosphere in the past as well. How good was it tonight?
Well, we can clearly see there is a full connection between the fans and the players, and I think the players realize the support they get from the fans, and it's really important, especially in difficult moments. And tonight was a difficult moment. I believe there is some positive, but as Martin Odegaard said, games are playing on details. Defensively, I believe Arsenal took too many risks, trying to play out from the back, being under pressure, and they got punished when they face this type of players with such quality and clinical in front of the goal. They put themselves into trouble, and this is probably what happened. You have to think as a defender when you're a defender. It's nice to play out from the back, but you have priorities, and tonight they were punished.
The manager has always backed his players, encouraged them to play out from the back, but they'll be kicking themselves in there about the first and second goals, will they?
Of course. Look, they nearly got punished when Zinchenko lost the ball in the box. That was a warning, and unfortunately they tried to play. They have a quality, they have the confidence, but sometimes you need to try and play in a channel when you're under pressure, and especially when you have Nketiah who can run, make the run and put City into trouble.
Tell me about City. Kevin De Bruyne has had a reasonably quiet time for what we're used to from him. How good was he tonight for the goal?
To be back on a call sheet, I think it was quite a long time since he scored, and we know the quality he is, and you know how much is important for the squad. You know how much he can be decisive, and he scored and he made an assist. So it's nice to see him back at his good level, not his best level because we've seen better from him, but it's already nice to see the impact he's having on City game.
We had a chat at half-time. You weren't convinced it was a penalty for Saka to score, were you?
No, you know, it's quite difficult. I'm against the VAR for a few reasons, but I still believe we should have a player behind the VAR because there is a motion, and being on the pitch, we have the chance to be able to feel everything, and seeing the replay in slow motion change I think the outcome of the action. So to me, it was not a penalty. You see the keeper trying to stop, and Eddie come and connect to him, but fortunately for Arsenal, they managed to score and come back to 1-1.
Let me ask you another thing that it's so obvious being here in the stadium. Your old mate Mikel Arteta, he never stops on the touchline, does he? He nearly tackled Jack Grealish. He did tackle Kevin De Bruyne. Does he wish he was still out there playing?
Well, you know, he was the same type of player in Everton. He never gave up. With Arsenal, he played a big part. He was a captain for a reason, and he's clearly behind his team. And it's nice when you're a player to see the connection of a coach and the impact he is trying to have on the players and on the team. And he's clearly having an impact on the squad. So, of course, it's a negative night for Arsenal, but they have an important game in hand. So if they win, they still have the lead.
They did hug afterwards as well. Kevin De Bruyne and Mikel Arteta, they know each other well. Tell me about then, in the context of the season, we've still got 3 months of the campaign to go. How big is this result tonight for both teams?
Like, okay, we've beat them, and if they don't win their game and City win again, then all of a sudden City start to kick on. Arsenal now, the pressure is now turned the other way. They have to win that game because they have to get back in touch with City. You know, they have to keep the pressure on. Otherwise, City will do that. They'll just run away with it.
OK, that was Erling Haaland live at the Emirates. Here's some Arsenal reaction now from their skipper, Martin Odegaard.
Martin, commiserations. How do you sum up the night?
Yeah, I think the game is decided in the boxes, and that's where we weren't sharp enough. I think in front of the goal and in our own box as well. They were better, so apart from that, I think we played a good game. We did many good things, had many good periods, but we have to be better in the boxes.
Yeah, on another night, does Eddie Nketiah get a hat-trick?
Sorry?
On another night, does Eddie Nketiah maybe get a hat-trick?
Yeah, no, that's football. Sometimes it goes in, sometimes not. But as I said, that's where we have to improve. We have to be more clinical in front of goal and defend our box. And that's not just about one player, but about the whole team.
You got a penalty. Should there have been a second yellow card, do you think, for the goalkeeper, Edison?
I don't know. I didn't think about that.
I think the manager was looking at the officials, thinking that might have been the case.
Okay. No, I don't know. I didn't see it clear enough, so I don't know.
What did you need to try and take from this game then? Because obviously Manchester City now are back on top. What has to be Arsenal's response?
No, as we said the whole season, stay calm, keep working hard, look for the next game, take it game by game. That's what we said the whole season, and it's the same now, you know. So it's just one game we lost here today, and we have to look for the next one. So yeah, it's as he said that, a new game on Saturday and come back and win.
Did City show their experience tonight a bit? Were they streetwise at certain times?
I don't know if it's because of experience or what it is, but they were better than us in the boxes, and that's where we have to improve. So that's what we're going to work on, you know, and come back and get better.
Yeah, what's the manager said?
A lot of the same things I said now. We did a lot of good things, but game is decided in front of the goals, so that's what we have to do.
And what did you make of the atmosphere? Clearly, it's disappointing, the result for the fans. But what did you make of the atmosphere and the sense of momentum around this club, that you can now stay in the title race right to the end? That has to be the objective, clearly.
Yeah, again, unbelievable atmosphere. So grateful for everyone who came here today and made this game so special. So thank you so much to the fans, and yeah, we'll work hard and keep working to give them something to be happy about.
Will you get a quick chance to put it right at Aston Villa early on Saturday?
Yeah, new game coming up on Saturday, so then it's easy, you know, to just change the focus and come back and get a win there. That's what we're going to try to do. So yeah.
Thank you, Martin.
Cheers.
Interesting insight into the difference in tactics in that second half and to what we saw, Sean.
Yeah, well, I think
you mentioned it. Remember when you said it?
Yeah,
Drop back. They pushed us back.
Yeah, and I think Arsenal accepted that. I think Arsenal needed to just stick with the way they were in the first half and be a little bit aggressive, because I think that may have put City on the back foot. But the deeper Arsenal got, it kind of allowed City to be more aggressive, especially in the final third. And that's where all the problems I felt started coming for Arsenal. They was trying to be too cute and clever, because neither team liked to play those long balls out the back. So they always try to play out the back. And if they don't get it right on the press, the chances will be created from those mistakes. And that's exactly what happened.
I think that you know, Arsenal and what they've been doing up to this point has been successful. I think even in the first half, though, Sean, you know, Arsenal did play out and beat the press, come out around the sides and that, by the fullbacks and stuff like that. But then the second half, like he said, they got tighter, they pressed a lot quicker and more aggressively, like you say. And then they forced the mistakes, and then they punished us with the mistakes. And when you're having one shot on target, and then City are going to get better in the second half, they're going to get chances to their top guys, and they will take them. It's a lot of pressure on the defence, and that's why the individual mistakes then come in.
Pep didn't really want to answer the question whether it was a penalty. It didn't matter in the end, but it did at half-time. We had a long debate about this.
Sean didn't think it was a penalty.
I understand why it's given, but I think if they're going to give that, they have to be consistent across the board with that, because there's been a lot of that this season that hasn't been given. So in general, like you said, it doesn't matter now, but at the time I was raging about
it. Yeah, you know, the thing is again, you know, you're seeing decisions where, you know, Dermot explained it quite well, to be honest, and you accept it. And of course, I'm going to accept it. Your team's getting a penalty, but like if that was against me, you feel like it's a bit soft. But you know, they're given now. Those are given.
And Saka put it away. And at the time, at 1-1, this was an important moment.
A very important moment, because you know, we're talking about having to score to get us back in the game that we were doing okay in. We was playing okay in that, and like I said, by then we had chances, you know, so I don't think it was a bad thing for us to be 1-1 at the time. What you're hoping for is to come out in the second half and try to get a little bit more of the ball to push them back a little bit more, but we couldn't quite do it in the second half.
Okay.